Hello and welcome to the Uncovering Hidden Manufacturing Costs presentation. The purpose of this presentation is to introduce you to a patent-pending analysis tool in WinSPC, a tool that in an entirely new way calculates a process's manufacturing costs and quantifies how much of those costs could be saved by improving the process. The name of this tool is the Cost Inspector. In viewing this presentation, you'll learn how to prioritize process improvements using a cost savings analysis, how to identify your optimal process set point in terms of lowest cost, and how to calculate what you could save by reducing variation. Let's say you are a quality engineer responsible for 4 different filling operations, and you've been asked for your thoughts on which process should be prioritized for improvement. Many quality practitioners in this circumstance would look exclusively to traditional quality statistics, such as those in this capability ranking report, and target the process with the lowest CPK. You know, however, that a CPK analysis, invaluable as it is for controlling processes, does not take costs or savings into account. So you turn to an analysis that does, the Process Improvement Savings Report. This report, made possible by the Cost Inspector, quantifies 2 types of costs and savings opportunities, one related to process set points and one related to process variation. Looking at the last column, you find that in this example, the process with the lowest CPK actually offers the lowest potential savings, while the process with the highest CPK offers the highest potential savings. In brief, this is what the Cost Inspector delivers, a way to uncover costs and savings that would otherwise go overlooked. The Cost Inspector works by taking the basic costs related to a process, material costs for instance, which you input using this simple interface, incorporating these inputs into a series of advanced calculations, and then applying these calculations to the data you've collected for a process. It is this use of actual rather than hypothetical data, along with the new calculations, that distinguishes the Cost Inspector within the cost of quality field. Now that you've identified the process with the best savings potential, you load that process's fill weight variable into the Cost Inspector so you can examine this variable's costs in greater detail. You do this by right-clicking the fill weight variable for part AA1111, selecting Query, and, from within the Variable Analyzer, clicking the Cost Inspector tab. You first look at these black and blue vertical lines. The black line is your current process mean, meaning it is the average of your process as it is currently performing, usually at or near your target. The blue line is one of the new calculations introduced by the Cost Inspector. It is your optimal process mean. In other words, it's your point of lowest per unit cost according to your existing process data. The gap between the current mean and optimal mean is referred to as process offset, and the cost you are incurring as a result of this offset is displayed here in this Cost of Process Offset field. Let's assume that you could adjust your filling machine so that less material is dispensed into each unit, and thereby shift your current process mean to your optimal process mean. By mousing over the value in the Cost of Offset field, you can see that for every million units filled, you would obtain over $94,000 in savings. With an understanding of the potential savings related to offset, you next go to a second view of the Cost Inspector, one that provides insight into potential savings related to variation. This second view is accessed by right-clicking the histogram and selecting Detail View. In this view, mousing over the value in this Process Variability Sensitivity field tells you how much reducing your current level of variation by different percentages can potentially save. If you were to reduce your variation by 30%, for instance, you could save $56,000 for every million units filled. Given this information, You can assess the value of any effort to reduce variation before investing time or money into that effort. Although we've been looking at filling operations, the Cost Inspector can be used with all processes. In addition, it enables reports to be generated that instantly resonate with executives, because those reports are in terms of costs and savings, as opposed to quality statistics. And finally, Cost Inspector calculations can be leveraged by WinSPC's other analysis tools for in-depth comparative analysis. Many quality professionals today, in addition to overseeing quality, are being challenged to identify strategies for lowering manufacturing costs and report on the bottom line dollars and cents savings related to those strategies. The Cost Inspector is WinSPC's answer to that challenge. Thanks for watching.